Welcome back. We're now going to talk about number 5, how to sample, one of the most important things you do, and there's some definite strategies. Sample, sales, sponsor, support are the 4 C's that I learned early on in my career in network marketing. And prospecting starts with the sample. You sample the business and you sample the product. V3, of course, is the best product to sample. So let's start with the sampling. Always direct your prospect to a tool. That is rule of thumb in network marketing. And your first steps tools involve a 1-minute message that we've talked about, the 90-second little commercial on V3, the hotline, and then the sample of V3. Sampling really involves 2 steps. Those 2 steps are number 1, if I, will you, and number 2, to follow up. You'll see the biz binder over to the right. We're going to be talking about that. If I, would you, a strategy that will change the outcome of your success with this business. This is what you say. If I give you this sample, would you promise to take it mid-morning? I will call to remind you, and hop on and listen to our lifestyle call. Okay, let's talk about that for a sec. If I, would you, there's real strategy here. Let's repeat it. If I give you this sample, would you promise to take it mid-morning? I will call to remind you, and hop on and listen to our lifestyle call. Follow-up commitment. You've got to get your prospect to make a commitment, and then you've got to give your commitment. That's why that strategy there, if I, would you, you're asking them for a commitment and you're giving them a commitment that you're going to actually call them and follow up when they listen to the call. So you've got to get your prospect to commit and give your commitment. So get and give. Let your prospect actually see you write it down in your planner. It could be verbal commitment, but it's also going to be that visual. I'm going to write that in my planner. So I'm going to call you at 10 o'clock. I'm writing that down. And remember to set your alarm too, so that to remind you to do that. And they actually see you do it. These are steps that sound so simple, guys, but they're so critical to your success with sampling. Don't just hand out samples. Successful sampling involves the commitment and the follow-up. Get their name and their number. Ask for a business card. Most people have them. And get your prospect's name, number, and best time to touch base. Too many distributors just hand out samples and hope someone calls them. No, 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 no. Get their name, get their number. Make sure you're asked for that business card and give your business card. Start the follow-up at this point and use that biz binder as we talked about with that prospect worksheet and give specific details. You'll look on that prospecting worksheet and I've got my mouse running over it. Their name, their phone number, email, etc. Just get all of this information. If you have a business card, staple it to this worksheet. Then any products that are sold or sampled, the date, time, etc., and your follow-up when you called them. Now, if you left a message, simply write an M and circle it. That means you left a message and dated it. This is real important. I love this category, personal information. How did you know them? How did you run into them again? What was something about them that will trigger in your mind who they are? These are important things as you get a lot of people you're prospecting. You need this information. And follow up like a pro. You have that 1 through 31 tickler in the back of your biz binder. There's a picture of it. And you place that prospect worksheet on the next time that you're going to remind them and set the alarm. You'll see 10 o'clock here. That is the mid-morning time, best time to take your V3. So I always set an alarm in my phone so I remember to contact them. There again, if today is the 10th and you need to follow up on the 11th, you put it under the number 11. It's a very simple strategy. I love a binder because it can go with you anywhere that you are. So follow up like a pro and sample 2 a day. Make that a habit and don't leave home without those samples. Sample 2 a day. In fact, have those 2 samples in your pocket and don't go home until you've given those 2 samples away and collected that information. Okay, final thought here is how to sample is faith is taking the first step even when you don't see the whole staircase. I love that from Martin Luther King Jr. because sometimes we don't realize what one sample is going to lead to, guys. So let's recap real quickly, and I'm going to go all the way back to the front end, is that we've got to sample sales sponsor support, and it starts with that sample. Always direct them to the tools that we talked about. Use the 2 strategy or 2 steps, if I will you, and follow up with that binder. Remember that you've got to get the commitment, give the commitment, and they need to see you actually write that commitment down. And don't just hand them out. Get their name and number, their business card, record them on those worksheets, follow up, and make it a habit. And guys, have fun with this business. That's the most important thing. Give yourself a little contest every day as how many samples you can give out. Maybe it's just those 2 to make your quota, but maybe it's more. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.